All right, back working on the Jaeger engine. Looks like this this is the oiler, and it was working, but it's leaking down in here. So what I like to do is just take it apart and see if there's a gasket I can replace in there. So we'll see how this comes apart here. Never had one apart before, so we'll see if it sort of needle valve. Remember that this is on. Remember that this is on the side. This to the top. I don't know if it matters, but oh, it's not 7/16. Half inch it is. All right. Okay, loosen that up. There we go. Trying to keep you guys in focus. Focus! Oh, I tell ya. Oh, see, I thought that nut is what tightened this down. So I think my issue is you got to turn this whole thing to compress this gasket in the bottom. So I think I'm just going to take it apart, make sure that's how it works, and then put it all back together. There's a gasket. Looks like somebody made that one. There's a gasket down on the bottom there. So just get this paper towelling to soak this all up nice. So as much as you think you know what you're doing, which I never do, but yeah, that was the issue. I tried tightening that screw down, or that nut on top, but that wasn't what tightened down the glass that hit the bottom here. So let me just clean up this a little bit. I don't want to get it too clean. It won't look original. So let me just get the oil and gunk out of here. The gasket on the bottom, I don't know. Should probably be new, but I think it'll be okay. And this is the glass. Let's just, as long as we got it apart, let's try to clean up some of the inner and outer pieces of that one. And intentionally trying not to pull the gasket off the top here. So we're just gonna, oh, the gasket came off. Probably because you guys are watching. That's the only time bad things happen. Okay, got that mostly cleaned up. Like I said, this top gasket, so that's kind of dried out. Doesn't have much squish left in it, but that's the top one, so I don't think it really matters. And then this is the actual. So what? Yeah. So you gotta turn this whole piece. That makes more sense, I guess. So this will be a quick one. I'll put this back together, and then it'll start leaking again, and I'll take it all back apart next time, and then I should do it the right way. So I think that nut was just to hold this top piece. So just the nut just holds this plate to that inner piece. There's like, actually, looking at it, it looks to me like this is one piece that might be spun or something. So that nut that's on there, the only thing that nut does is holds that top piece on. So let's just put it back together before we forget how it goes back together. Make sure this glass is clean. Feels a little bit rough, but I'll put the better side down, as the downside is where all the, it looks pretty good both sides. So I'm gonna say this is the bottom. That sits down in there nice. Let's put our gasket on top. Put this piece in there. I'm sure there's some sort of a torque spec for this, but if you don't know what it is, maybe leave it down below. I don't know. I'm just going to give this a... Oh, it's glass. Don't want to break it. So that should be... Feels like way tighter than it should be. Okay, now we had it before. Let's clean this up a little bit. So this was up, This, oh, you can see the kind of the mark over there. So that's where that was. So I think all this nut does that I tightened down is holds this top piece. So that was stupid. Here I thought I was tightening this nut down to fix the leak. That was a wrong. So that's just to hold this little dealie. This needle looks like it's brand new. Not sure if it's from 1925 or when it's from, but so let's just screw that back down. No, this needle is what sets how fast the oil comes out. So it would have been smart to remember how many turns I turn this thing down. But I'm going to take, in the book it tells you how many drips per second or whatever, or minute. So maybe I'll just get it back together and put it in there. So, put some oil in it and I'll let you know if it's leaking. So there it is mounted back on. I've got it so that when you look at it this way, you can see the drips coming out. See that one kind of starting there in that little sight window right in there. I'm going to take the book here and find out how many drips per minute. I think there was 2 different summer and winter. So we do have the instruction and repair list book. And this is for the kerosene engine, but I think it's the same for the gas. So this is a 2-horse, which it doesn't show in here, but it's 10 drops per minute on full load and 5 drops per minute on light load. And looks like the bigger they are, the more drops per minute. I'll fire this thing up here. I'm gonna set it probably for like the 5 drips per minute because we don't have it really under load, and see if that's a good spot to start with. So we'll turn this on. I don't know exactly what weight of oil is in here, but let's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got 5. We're probably about, we're going a little faster, so let's bring it down a little bit. Whoa, this is slow. So that's like not even 1 drip here yet. So I'm gonna have to go a little faster than that. Let's see, let's take it like a 1/4 of a turn. So we'll start out with 1. 2. 3. 4. So it looks like this is going to be about 10 drips per minute, which is the under high load. So I'm going to go down a little bit more. So now we should have about 2 in the next 30 seconds here if I can get this dialed in right. So that's barely 1. So I'm gonna just a little bit more open. I think we'll call it good. I don't think it has to be that exact. But I'm gonna watch down in here next couple days if that is sealed up now. Like I said, I tightened down this nut, but all that does is hold this little stop there. So, all right, we'll turn it off so you don't end up with a big oily mess on the floor. And I guess that's how a oiler looks on the inside and how to get it apart. And you know, you saw in the book there how to set it, so you can get your Jaeger all tuned up.